They hand you their insecurity, wrapped politely, and expect you to carry it, but don't. What would it feel like if you finally did something for you? To take that quiet little dream, you know, the one that's been tucked away for years, and you breathe life into that dream. Can you picture it? Hitting record and stepping into your story, not as a spectator, but as the lead. Does that sound selfish? Outrageous? Maybe indulgent? If so, ask yourself this: how long have you waited for validation that never came? Starting a YouTube channel at 40. Some might say, why bother? But I'll tell you why. Because it's time. Because you've waited long enough. Because it was never too late. It was never too late because it was just a story that somebody else told you. And now, well, now you have a decision to make. Think back. How many dreams have you put off? How many times did you feel the spark of inspiration only to share it with someone and feel that flame snuffed out by a shrug, a sneer, or a well-meaning? Are you sure? You may have believed them, bought into the lie that your time was better spent elsewhere, or that your energy was just too precious to risk the unknown. But deep down, doesn't it haunt you, that voice saying, couldn't you have done it? I should have done it. Here's the truth. Those doubts they placed in you, they aren't even yours. They're theirs. They impose limits because they've imposed limits on themselves. They say it's impossible because they're too afraid. They're too afraid to find out that it's not. They hand you their insecurity, wrapped politely, and expect you to carry it. But don't. That dream inside of you, that was planted there for a reason. It's yours, and no one can take that from you. Picture this: you tell a friend, a spouse, a co-worker that you're starting a YouTube channel. How do you think they'll react? Some will support you with wide eyes and hands clapping, but others, not so much. Some people will laugh. Some will ask pointed questions that cut deeper than they realise. They'll say, isn't that for young people? What can you talk about? And then there's the silent ones. You know, the ones who don't say anything, but their quiet judgment speaks volumes. Their doubt will plant seeds in your mind if you're not careful. But here's the thing. That's not your audience. That's not your tribe. Those voices, they aren't your people. But guess what? You don't even need their support. The people you do need, they're out there. They're waiting just for you. They're waiting for you. Their inboxes and their search bars are full of questions that you have the answer to. They're looking for someone who understands what it's like to start over. Someone who speaks not from theory, but from experience. Imagine this: a 45-year-old woman stumbles across your channel. She stumbles on your video and she watches, she listens, and something deep in her heart shifts because she hears her story in yours. You're not just creating content, you're connecting on a human level. You're reminding her and yourself, myself, that it's never too late, to start again. The advantage of being 40, age isn't a barrier, it's your superpower. At 40, you've lived through enough heartache, joy, failures, triumphs, boredom and surprises. You're brimming with wisdom that no 20-year-old with a flashy thumbnail could replicate. At 40, you're not chasing followers, you're building connections. At 40, you're not even trying to figure out who you are, because you already know. Well, you kind of know, or you're coming to know. Topic for another video. At 40, you're not afraid to stand out, because the years of blending in has taught you that it's overrated. So why not flip the narrative? Why not show the world that starting now isn't late? It's not late, it's perfect timing. At 40, you're stepping into your prime with all of your experiences and your stories and scars. Now listen to this one, because there's an energy that you don't need. This is important because not everyone gets to come along with you. Negative energy doesn't have a seat at your table. I repeat, negative energy does not have a place at my table, and it shouldn't at yours. If someone's words make you feel less, they aren't someone that you need to be building with. The people who dim your light, leave them behind. Leave them behind. Instead, surround yourself with the people who see your potential and cheer you on. Seek out friends who say, do it and I'll subscribe as soon as you post your video. These people exist and they're worth their weight in gold. The energy that you allow into your life will directly influence how brightly you shine. So choose wisely. So what do you gain if you try? Well, it's not about going viral. It's about showing up and being yourself. Building something that's yours. Leaving behind a digital legacy to your kids, their kids, and even strangers that will re-watch your videos. And maybe someday they'll say, she put herself out there. She lived. You can do that too. It's about creating joy, rediscovering your passion, reminding yourself that underneath the identity of mom, boss, or wife, there's still you. And sure, there'll be late nights, editing videos, and like me, you might stumble on the techie stuff. But what's harder, learning as you go or living with regret? Take this in for a moment. Think about the dreams that you've had on the shelf. They're still on the shelf, untouched, dusty, labelled. The ideas that never saw the light of day. The little pieces of yourself that you've set aside for the right time, right? Now imagine dusting off that shelf and picking one up, picking one of those ideas up and saying, today's the day. Carpe diem, seize the day. This isn't just about YouTube. It's actually about showing yourself that you're still in the game. You're not past your prime. You're just getting started. So this is your call to action. This is it. This is it. The moment you decide, this is the time. Are you going to continue to listen to those people? Do it scared. Do it messy. But just start. Grab your phone. Write down a list of ideas. Pick one and hit record. Because that dream, it's not going to go away. It's waiting. And so is your audience. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your passion. The world is ready. Are you ready to speak? The truth is, you've got everything that you need. Okay? You've got everything that you need. So go on. Inspire. Share your story. Your story is worth telling, and your voice is worth hearing, and your time is now.